Welcome to the Activated Story Theater's 133rd podcast.
This episode, we bring you the story of the crocodile, the zebra, and the hyena. A story from Africa.
Hi there, I'm Dennis.
And I'm Kimberly.
And together we are the Activated Actors!
We are coming to you from Greenville, South Carolina, where we are settling in to sell some Christmas trees for the holidays. We like to take off a little bit of time from our touring and stay put for just a little while. And we have change of pace and sell some Christmas trees as a fundraiser for the stories that we take on the road and perform across the country at schools and libraries.
And we've had quite a few of them in the last few weeks, well, since our last podcast, including our return engagement at the National Theater in Washington, D.C. Had a really nice turnout for two performances.
We did. Always enjoy going back to the National Theater and visiting the capital of the United States of America. Love that town.
Don't enjoy trying to park there, but
Do not enjoy trying to park there, no, but love all the sights and everything that there is to do, all the Smithsonian museums, and we've talked about that in previous podcasts.
Yes, and in case you need reminding, the Smithsonian Institution museums in D.C. are not only really wonderful museums, they are free.
Yes.
You don't have to pay a cent to get into them.
National treasure.
You can have fun and not even know you're learning.
No, love it, love it. So lots of interesting things to do in D.C. We have also been to Delaware, where we did some shows at schools and libraries in Seaford, Delaware. And we were in New Rochelle, and we were in, that's in New York. We were in Maryland doing some programs. We've been to Virginia.
Yes. In New Rochelle, New York, we performed at a synagogue, and we have a couple of new stories that are Jewish folktales. That was the first performance of those, and it was for a Jewish audience, and it really passed the test.
We were happy. We were very relieved. Always a little nervous opening a new show and new stories, but we got some great feedback on that.
We just finished one of our Target grant residencies in in South Carolina.
We did Virginia, South Carolina,
Virginia
and Delaware.
Yes,
we're all Target grants.
Yes, Target Stores has been very nice to us this year.
Yeah.
And we really appreciate those grants. And we just a couple of days ago finished a 2-day residency at a school in Lancaster, South Carolina. They say Lancaster the way they do in Pennsylvania.
And not the way they do in California.
Not the way they do, not Lancaster, California.
Right.
But we had a great time there.
We got to work with the students.
We had some wonderful students there.
Yes, yeah. We did program for them. We always kick off our residency program with shows, and then we follow up with workshops, and we get to visit all of the classrooms and talk to the students about theater and about the stories that we perform, and help them with their curriculum and working with stories and folktales. And then we did a show for the families of students at the school in Lancaster. And now we have got a story for you guys.
Yes. Now, we mentioned on our last podcast we had a young fan call in with the aid of his mother and request a couple of stories. We haven't been able to locate either one of those stories exactly.
Maybe.
But
I think this may be the one that he's looking for.
We have one here that's similar to one that he's talking about. Maybe it's what he has in mind. I don't know.
This is for Caden from Colorado. This is the story of the crocodile, the zebra, and the hyena. A story from Africa. Many years ago in the jungle, the crocodile did not live in the water, as he does now. No. He walked among the other animals, and he was friendly to them, or at least he pretended to be.
Good day, Mr. Rabbit.
What's up, Croc?
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, so I was just out for a crawl. I heard about a place where there are some really scrumptious wild carrots growing, and I just love scrumptious wild carrots.
So do I!
Really? Who would have thought it?
Say, do you mind if I hop along with you?
Be my snack. Guest. Be my guest. I'd be glad to have you join me.
What the rabbit didn't know was that the crocodile was very clever and sneaky. He tricked the rabbit just as he tricked many other animals. He would convince them to go on a walk with him, and then, when nobody else was around,
Hey, look at the cute little butterfly over there.
Eh? What cute little butterfly? I don't see a cute...
Only bad thing about eating rabbit is you get hair in your teeth.
He did this many, many times.
Hello there, Mr. What are you, anyway?
I'm a kangaroo, mate.
What?
A kangaroo from Australia. I'm on holiday, or on vacation, as they say in America.
Ah, no wonder you wore an outfit with such a huge front pocket.
Listen, mate, I'm on a walkabout, sort of like a safari, don't you know? Can you tell me where I can find some adventure in the outback?
Why, you're in luck today, Mr. Klangaboo.
Kangaroo.
Yeah, whatever. You're in luck, because I just yesterday got my tour guide license. I'll be more than happy to show you around.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Where do we go? Where do we go?
Well, up in that deep, dark, isolated undergrowth, there just might be an adventure that you'll never forget.
As soon as the crocodile got the kangaroo alone.
Yum. That was a big, tasty, happy meal. But I'm having trouble keeping it down. It keeps trying to bounce back up. Now, this went on for quite some time. The crocodile seemed to live peacefully among the other animals, and none of them ever knew that he was a meat eater. He would pretend to eat plants, but then he would sneak around and catch one of the other animals alone and pounce on it. Then one day, he came upon some zebras drinking from a river.
Oh my, what a nice watering hole this is. The water is so clear and clean.
Good. I'm really tired of drinking water that's hippo-flavored.
Me too.
Greetings, breakfast. Friends.
Oh, look, it's an alligator.
Please, don't insult my reptilian reputation. I'm a pure-blood crocodile.
Oh, that's right. Crocodiles are the ones that look like they need a dentist. Oh, my apologies.
And alligators are the ones that look just like shoes. Right. Hardy har har. And you folks must be... Wait, don't tell me. You're horses who got a tan sleeping under a boardwalk.
Oh, no. We're zebras, silly.
Oh, of course. I should have known. I don't think I've ever talked to a zebra before. Well, we don't mingle much with the other animals.
No, they never get around to calling us. Must be because we're listed last in the phone book.
Well, it's a shame, because you're very lovely creatures. Very lovely indeed.
Really?
Absolutely. Especially you. You look very tasty. Tasteful. You are the most beautiful creature I ever laid eyes on. Why, those stripes on your skin are like lines of poetry. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Right. Well, listen, I was wondering if I could interest you in going along for a bite. Hike.
Really? That would be lovely. But as it happened, a hyena overheard the conversation and began to laugh.
What's so hilarious, hyena?
Oh, that line you just used on the zebra. It's the same kind of trick I play on other animals so I can get them alone and eat them. Oh, I can't believe you're getting away with it, too.
Quiet, hyena.
What was he saying?
Now, never mind about him. Hyenas are not exactly the most honest animals in the world. I'd never harm a beautiful beautiful animal like you. I only eat roots and herbs and seeds.
Still keeping up the act, eh? What a crock.
I warned you to be quiet. You're ruining my dinner. Very well, then. You can be my dinner. I hope I didn't eat him too fast. I might get laughing gas. Now then, where was I? Oh, yes. We were about to go for a little dessert. I mean, stroll, weren't we?
Well, actually, I just remembered that I have to leave with all of my friends and go, get our stripes straightened. Oh, maybe some other time. Bye-bye.
But wait, I can be even more charming if you just give me the chance. Wait until you see how wide I can grin. I didn't mean to eat that hyena. He just jumped down my throat. Wait, I'm actually a handsome prince who was changed into a crocodile by a wicked witch, and all I need is a kiss from a beautiful zebra to change me back.
But it was too late. All of the other animals had heard the hyena laughing and had come to see what was happening. So they all learned the crocodile's secret, that he ate other animals. And so the other animals would no longer go near him. The zebras learned not to be so vain and foolish, and all of the other hyenas learned how to laugh like their cousin. And the crocodile learned that if he was ever going to eat again, he'd have to hide in the water and wait for other animals to come along. And that's where you can find him, if you really want to this very day.
And that's the story of the crocodile, the zebras, and the hyena from Africa.
I don't think we would have found that story if it wasn't for our caller, so that was a very good one.
Yes, and I learned that story from I didn't learn it personally, but it was told and carried on by an African storyteller.
And where did you find it then?
I found it online somewhere.
Did you?
But the version that I read was one that someone had written down
and by
hearing the storyteller talk. He's a very elderly man from Africa who tells stories, and this is one of them.
And so they wrote it down and put it online so you could all find it.
Yes. And this gentleman has an interesting way of ending his stories. The last thing he says is something like, "My story walks until here."
So, okay, I want to point out that what you find the stories, like you might find them online or in books, but then we or you specifically like to rewrite them so that we can read them for podcasts. So they're our version of the story.
Yes, but his version is not very different from this.
Okay. But we give our characters lines and certain things they'd say.
Right.
Yeah. So that's something that Dennis does when we write the story. Some of the earlier podcasts, we would all make up the lines and just kind of say, here's the story, and we would make up things as we did it.
Yes. Well, one thing that's different, in fact, the only thing that's really very different about the African storytellers...
The kangaroo?
Well, I put in the kangaroo.
Okay, yes. You put in the kangaroo.
But other than that, in the African storytellers version, the crocodile is lying in wait on the banks of the river, and the hyena comes along and thinks maybe he's dead, and the hyena is going to eat him, and the hyena drags him into the water because hyenas like to wet their food before they eat it, and that's when the crocodile says, "Okay, I'm going to eat the hyena instead."
Ah, so there's a little difference.
A little bit of difference,
right.
Yes.
Okay.
Other than that, it's very close to what we did.
All right. Well, if you like this story and you like our podcast, please give us a thumbs up if you're listening on iTunes or on Stitcher. We'll take all of those 5-star ratings and how many ever stars you feel is worth.
7, 8, I don't know.
We'll
Whatever.
appreciate that. We thank you very much. And that's a great way to let other people know that you like the podcast and help them find stories so they can enjoy the folk tales too. And that's all we've got for you this month. Okay, so we'll be doing another podcast in December.
Until then, stay activated.
Activated Story Theater is committed to bringing fun, educational shows to schools and libraries nationwide. On stage, we use physical comedy, American Sign Language, imaginative props, and a giant, oversized book to bring multicultural folktales to life. For booking information, check out our website, activatedstorytheater.com, where you can also find out when the activated actors will be performing near you. Read a story or order one of our audio CDs. You can subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or listen on Stitcher. We look forward to your comments and folktale suggestions. Stay activated. Until next time.